Welcome back to another episode of Just Jossin' Around. In this episode, I sat down with two of my favorite comedians to discuss all things related and unrelated to comedy. My guests for today are Lauren Vanna and Megan Malone.
So last week, a lot of shit was thrown at Colton Rykovsky, and update, they said very heinous things about this man.
I thought they said
They violated him.
I thought they said he was sexy.
That was Nick.
No, they said it about Colton too. They were like, oh, we had a crush on him, and then we found out.
And then they said that he was bad at comedy.
And then, but initially there was an attraction.
There was something there. I don't know.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
Love turn
Colton,
hate.
Yeah, they were so mean to him. He pulled up to the mic shaved. He shaved his face because I think it was because of the podcast episode. Ethan is still silent on the KitchenAid mixer. He is not talking about that portion, but he did say the pod was good. He was brought up a lot. So I think anyone who was brought up thought it was a good episode because narcissism.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get a boyfriend though. Oh no, I'm such as being the lesbian.
Damn it.
The favorite lesbian. Hold on.
Only lesbian.
No, there's a lot more out there.
I wouldn't recommend men. Hard pass.
Hard pass?
I mean, I think that it's evidence that heterosexuality is not a choice. My persistence at this point. Like if I had another route,
just take it.
You would take it.
No, it's yeah, it does seem better emotionally. And like I feel like maybe I don't have to go to therapy as much.
If you dated women?
Yeah.
That's such a
Is it bad?
Lesbian heartbreak is like the worst thing you could ever experience emotionally. Like it ruins you psychologically. It's different. It's just different things, but it's, you know.
Well, I was going to say, well, good thing I have a good therapist. I have a decent therapist. Not a great one.
I would say mine's pretty good.
Are you open to talking about therapy?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I wish I could afford it.
Oh yeah, I'm still on that parents.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm on that Medicaid. Let's go. Honestly, get into it, Megan.
I'm into it.
Wait, then, okay, sorry to talk insurance real quick, but how is it not covered?
I don't have insurance at all.
Oh,
I'm riding dirty. I'm raw dog.
that is right.
I just actually, so I've had this rash that turned into psoriasis, and I went to the doctor and they were like, you should try this injectable medicine. It's $3,000 a month for a copay. And I was like,
for a copay?
yeah, I was like, lucky for me, I'm fully uninsured. And they were like, great, we have a program that experiments on poor people. So I got my free shipments of this medicine. It comes in a cooler, has to be refrigerated. And then today I had to inject 2 doses into myself. And I
Like a needle?
Yeah. And I completely bungled it. The first one, like I was watching the video, I like swab my thing and I go to stab right into my finger, reverse, like trap it, stab it again. And I think it's all over and I pull it out and it's just squirting very valuable medicine all over. It was a hard fail.
That happened today?
Yeah. I did that, tried flat ironing, came right.
What a day.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I would love to hear about both of your therapy experiences.
I think my therapist is a slay, I would say.
No, I think you have a good therapist too.
What's their name?
Yeah, rip a first and last.
Oh, that's
Or just a first name. I just want to know, like,
Christina.
Well, yeah, that does sound pleasant. I have a Jessica.
Jessica?
And honestly, she follows the podcast. So
be nice.
I will be nice. Oh God, no, I can't be honest then. She won't listen.
Well, now she knows is the thing, because you just said
oh God, no. You gotta think.
Did you find her on Groupon?
It's like the hospital I go to is like a Catholic-based hospital.
Okay.
you like couldn't hold yourself back from exposing her.
JJ.
I know. I hope it's a cool.
You were like, Jessica 1 star.
But like that's a.
You literally said, you were like, oh, I have to be nice, so I can't be honest then. So it's like, okay.
No, I'm gonna be honest, and she knows I love her. She knows. I literally am like, I have a attachment. I'm codependent. But
That sounds healthy.
it's, but her first and last name, first of all, that's a cool, it hits the right syllables. I don't know.
I don't think she should have been a therapist.
No,
I think she needed
I
to
think
be.
she thinks she shouldn't have been. Honestly. Like, she's got a lot going on.
That's a celebrity name.
Okay, so the one time I did have therapy, my dad got diagnosed with brain cancer, and I immediately signed up for an online therapy thing. And they match you with someone. And I was telling this lady, like, oh, God, I think this is going to be really hard. I know I need therapy. And then she was like, this is crazy. My dad also just got diagnosed with brain cancer.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm going to have to be going. And so then it was just like a mutual counseling session. And I was like, I was just like 3 months ahead of her in the process. So I was like, like a harbinger of doom, like just telling her all of the horrible shit that was going to be coming her way. And like she folded and she was like, I don't think this is a...
She broke up with like,
I can't handle it.
I don't think we can go out. Dude, I literally, that is the predicament I run into with like my therapist is like, I'll be asking for dating advice or want dating advice. And then she'll talk about how her husband cheated on her and the divorce and everything like that. And it gets deep and I care. I'm invested. Or, oh my God, recently she started doing this thing where she, in the middle of me talking, she'll just get on her computer. Like I was venting about someone, and instead of listening to me vent, she starts like looking them up on Facebook. Oh no! And, like looking up their LinkedIn.
No way. Oh my God.
Nice, but like it's gotten to a point where I'll like silent protest. Like I'll stop talking until she's ready to listen again.
That is so crazy.
We stand a petty queen, Jessica, but can you get off Facebook during this session?
Like one time, oh my God, and then I'm sorry, now I'm ranting, but like there was this one time when she was like, she found out I would like stand up, and then she was like, you like Amy Schumer? And she made me watch all of Amy Schumer's
That's unforgivable.
The Tampax commercial. She was like, these are so funny, and it wasn't like, here, just watch the series. She did the series.
Your therapist needs therapy like desperately.
I know a lot about, like, I know her life growing up, the times where
which is crazy because I think I told you, I was like, I do not know anything about my therapist except for her name. That's it. That's all I think this bitch went and got married and never told me. Her last name just changed one day. The emails I was getting.
Even know.
I was like, she either got married or divorced. Either way, congrats. Like
Christina. I like that for her.
Yeah.
Is she looking for new clients?
We could never go to the same therapist. How would it allow it? I'm gatekeeping Christina.
I had an ex-boyfriend go to my ex-therapist.
Oh.
And start, and I was like, that should be illegal.
That should be
It's
illegal.
a conflict of interest.
Exactly. I
Get a lawyer involved in that.
He knows you know it. Well, a lawyer was involved between both of us already, so I think we're good on that. Wow. This is a ripping way to start.
Anyways.
I don't know. I had like a bunch of questions about comedy since you guys both do that.
All right.
And I was going to rip them.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'll ask them to you guys. But I don't know. Whoever feels like ripping first. But I can rip Lauren.
You just decided.
No, I honestly have been thinking about this. Like, do you have any, like, just major influences, comedy-wise? What comedians really influence you and your style?
I feel like the only one that really comes to mind is Gary Goldman. Just writing wise, because he's a writer. But a lot of the comedians I like in that I watch a lot of, when I first started comedy, I tried to emulate them, and then it wasn't me. Like, I really like Tig Notaro. I tried to do like a deadpan situation, and I remember the mic I tried it at. I was at Emmett's, and then I got off, and everyone was like, you shouldn't do that. Never do that again.
Yeah, I know. Brutal feedback. I don't think I've ever seen, this is a different question, but I don't think I've ever seen either of you have a bad set. I'm not kidding. Like, I've never seen it go like, where I'm like, they should, really
For evaluate themselves.
Yeah. I've never seen that from either of you.
I think my worst sets are always at the backline mic, which is probably why
Yeah.
you don't see it. Yeah.
What goes through your head when you're like bombing?
It's just like push through.
Just
through. And
get it
there's a
over.
voice that's like, oh my God, this is the worst nightmare. It's,
Yeah.
it's happening. Today's the day. They all figure out I can't do comedy.
Oh, I feel like I haven't had like, I don't know. The moment I think of like with that question is like, remember at in Council Bluffs, at third base, there was I had messed up a joke or something, and I just was trying to rebound really quick. My brain just goes into like fuck, fix it, come up with something really fast, and then I do crowd work and or like it'll just still go bad. But I don't know. I think in that specific situation, like it went better, but it's like panic mode if it's not going well.
I did, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I did a backline show and I showed up late because I was getting off of work. And so they bumped me down the lineup. And then I was just like,
Wait, I think I was on this show.
okay. She remembers it was that bad. So,
Because I remember you like roll it up. Yeah.
and I looked at the audience and I'm like, okay, they're pretty young. So I'm going to do my set about having sex with Jesus. It usually goes over okay with young people. And I'm telling you, when you like all the reliable laughs, none of them came.
Heard it, yeah.
And at one point, a girl gasped out loud and not in a good way. And I just like powered through, got off stage, and I go and I'm like leaning up against the wall, sweating. And the guy who's headlining was one of these fucking pastors turned headliners.
I know exactly what you're talking about right now.
And the entire audience was his youth group minions. So
No.
this was the worst queued up set ever. I was like, could someone have hipped me to the fact that they took a small bus here? They're having a lock-in later. Like,
I know you know who we're talking about. I want you to rip what his bit at the in Council Bluffs was.
Oh, about me?
Yeah.
So he went up after me. No, he went up after you, I think. And
Yeah, he's headlining.
what was it? Oh, he went up and he started talking about how much he loves being straight and like he's really proud to be a straight man because he loves women.
thank God.
And he like points me out. He's like, I'm so straight. Like, I think Lauren is fine as hell. Like, he's like, he's like, I'm attracted to Lauren. Like all this, and I was like, sitting there in my like, I remember the outfit I was wearing. It was my red flannel and my snapback, and I was like, man, like if you're attracted to me, you might not be as straight as you think you are. Like, this is what's going on. But it was funny. I thought it was funny. If it was the same, it's got to be.
Yeah.
How many youth pastors are in the comedy game? Yeah,
I went and hid in the green room and it was by myself. And after his set, he like burst in with high energy. Hey, everybody. And then he actually said out loud, oh, it's just you. I turned around and laughed. I was like, just me.
Wow,
That's honestly, that's how I wish people respond when they enter the green room. Everybody wants to sit around and talk to me.
Yeah, I've served my time in the church, and years, decades, some would say.
Me same.
Yeah. What denomination?
Catholic.
Catholic?
Mm-hmm.
Like how Catholic?
Orthodox. I'm not joking about that. We went to mass 4 times a week.
Wow.
Our grade school, and then 3 times a week in high school, and then never again.
You're not practicing?
Hell no. I can't be.
Yeah.
I go back down that road. I feel like it's all done.
I had like a mental break because I grew up like Southern Baptist. I was in it. Like I was not allowed to wear pants.
Fuck.
Yeah, skirts. Like if like I remember the day they let us wear like jean skirts. It was like freedom. Like we were making progress. But no, I had like a mental break like a year or 2 ago. And I was like, all right, I think I got to go back to church.
So you go now?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay.
Nope. No, the Southern Baptist is just as bad as I remember it being. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Don't recommend it.
Aren't there some of those that like you can't sing or dance?
It's like they don't allow like you can't use like modern instruments. It's like
So it's just like a lyre for
It's like a tin piece
like
on
it's
it's
just a lute or whatever. It's just like a
it's all piano based. There's no like you go to like these mega churches and there's like someone like mixing beats in the back. Like it's crazy.
I find that so weird too.
Honestly,
those are the cultiest ones in my opinion.
have you seen the Hillsong documentary?
No.
Oh,
Do you know about Hillsong?
Yeah, isn't that Justin Bieber's church or whatever?
Mega church. Like when I lived in Pennsylvania, I went to a mega church. I loved that. That was my thing. I was like, I could live like this forever. It's just concerts every Sunday. Like
That's how they get you.
dude, yeah, the music was hitting. They do Oceans like a cappella. It was crazy.
Oceans does hit. That's the one thing about it. It's like,
It's a great song.
yeah, what are you gonna do? Like, I think that was like a revelation to me because I would go to church camp and like when I was growing up and have a very moving experience, and then I went to my first concert and I was like, oh, this is just live music. Like this is just what that is. That I'm, you know what I mean?
I just like music.
Yeah, I just really like me.
Like that'd be like, you feel that? That's the Holy Spirit, and it's like, no, that's just like.
And okay, you kind of mentioned it like you'd have a moving experience at like camp or whatever. And like I like looking back, like I always thought like, oh, I like, I uncovered something. But no, they would make us like sit in a circle on the floor and uncover our deepest traumas. And
It was always like they were trying to make you cry.
you to cry.
They wanted you to cry, yeah.
That's fucking insane. I fucking cried. I did.
I just kind of made myself cry because it was like I felt everyone else was. It was peer pressure.
Pulling out hair.
Yeah.
Just talking about when I wanted to die.
I always say, like, how there's so many Black artists who are like, I found my love of music in the church. I sang in the church for the first time. And I always feel like white churches, it's a miracle if you come out with a love of music. Because it's so bad and like rangy, high octave.
Oh my God.
Terrible lyrics, like some pipe organ hitting in the back.
And then it's like, especially if you go, I've been to so many like small town churches where it's like, that girl is the hottest girl in town and she's singing and it's not good, but everyone's like hands in the air. It's good. Wow. They love it. God.
I had never been to a mega church until I lived in Atlanta, and this kid had moved
so many
from the country and he was going to be a paid performer in this children's production. So like while all the parents went to church, there was like a whole separate theater for kids. And I was the only one from our restaurant who went to go support Grant. And he was very doofy, like 6'6", blonde, very earnest person. And I was like, oh, I'm going to see Grant's performance. And I was astonished. There was an escalator in this church. It was more like a mall. I'd never seen anything like it. And so I went into the kids' theater. There was like huge screens on each side, cameras, like booms, like a full production. And Grant had his moment in the sun where he was wearing like a wig with like a headband on it, so he looked like a apostle or something. And at one point during his finale, he had to do a knee slide, and one of his knee pads got stuck, and he just like forehead to the ground, and his wig fell off. It was.
I love that.
I was very happy that I went. I laughed very hard.
I don't understand like how there's like just so much money. Like, is that all just from donations? Like, that's crazy. Because like now, I mean, I see like, I feel like online, like mega churches, they're like online, like they're streaming now. And like whoever, like was it a preacher, the guy doing the thing, dripped out. Just like
Gucci. Yeah, I know. Like Jordans. Yeah.
They're like, it's like, and then it's just funny because like, there's this one guy I used to like actually really follow stuff. His name was Steven Furtick. And like, I just watched like his old stuff and he was just very humble. But now he's like, God, it's just the latest, coolest thing.
Did you hear there was that pastor who got robbed during the ceremony? And he's like, both of my Rolexes got stolen. He's like, what?
Why did you have both of them there?
Shooting a rap video after that.
I don't, like, I wish I was like, I grew up in like a Lutheran vibe. Is that what you are?
ELCA, baby.
She gives Lutheran.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
All right.
Lutherans are just calm. Like there's
Medium amount of trauma.
exactly. I envy a Lutheran.
Yeah, I guess that's
do.
true. Yeah. Like because I did that show at Tiny House and I like did my bit about, you know, my parents being Lutheran or whatever, and there was two gals sitting up front. They're like, "We're Lutherans. We're ELCA though, so it's okay." Like they made a point to say it. And I was like, "Damn, I know what that means too."
But like it's like there's just like I don't know what's different in the teaching. You guys just seem like less I don't know. Like I felt like so like Southern Baptist made me feel like you're wrong, you're a sin. Nothing you do will make you feel right. So it's just like that. But every Lutheran's like, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, Lutheran's more like, just believe in Jesus, man. He loves you. It'll be okay.
That's great.
That type of vibe. Yeah.
Catholicism's really coming with the fire and brimstone.
Oh, that's actually that's definitely worse than that's probably the worst of them all.
Right. Yeah. Well, and so,
But I like the aesthetic.
But it is the sexiest. Yeah.
I wish I could say I was Catholic. I like when someone says they're Catholic. I'm not trying to like do a thing right now, but like when someone says they're Catholic, I'm attracted. I like that. Like
she said, "I'm not trying to do a thing. She's not trying to raise you up right now. She's not trying to." I'm dead. But it's true because like a lot of like Protestant churches, it'll just be like in a strip mall or something. You know, it's just like it's just like fold out chairs. They got like a gym in the church. You know, that's where they're doing it.
like here and there, there'll be a massive child abuse scandal, and the Catholics will crack off like $150 million of art from their vault and be like, "Here, start giving this." Yeah, that happened in LA. I'm pretty sure it might even be more than that. It was like, yeah, I feel like they got a basement for Dragon's Lair just full of gold coins and cups and priceless paintings and shit.
I'm kind of into that.
Yeah.
I'll keep my distance. Like I'll set boundaries, but it does seem cool. Like I have family that is Catholic, and I would almost get excited when someone on that side would pass away because we'd have like a Catholic funeral. Or like a christening. Sorry, I'll change
The therapy isn't working. That's all I have to say.
Get your shit together.
You're like, I get excited. I get excited when they pass away.
because if my family hears that, they're gonna be like, "You fucking asshole."
Oh man.
And I like talking about religion. But are you like recovered?
A recovering Catholic.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like some of it's pretty deep in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you know, I don't know if I've gotten it all out, but I do like, I meditate every day.
I'm trying to get on that.
I love it.
I trust, and that's just like my strategy to become less of a bitch. I don't know. I mean, I use a guided app and then I try to do that because I think that that's what where all these religions are getting to, like, you know, that if you do like these kind of, they're like repetitive psychology tricks to make yourself feel hopeful. And you know, I really do kind of believe it's like when you can emit like a positive energy, you do sort of attract that vibe, like your demeanor change. It's kind of like the yellow car game, right? Like if you're and you just see yellow cars, it's like if you are able to get to a positive mind frame, which is hard for me, then, you know, it just kind of things unfold in a more positive way. So yeah, I've diverted from that, but I think that that's what they were trying to do with the rosary, you know, the prayer beads, which like you see in Tibetan religions and all sorts of things where it's just kind of trying to get you into a meditative state where you stop being tortured by your own thoughts.
Never. It'll never happen.
I mean, yeah, if it works for you, more power to you.
No,
it's just there's a lot of other bullshit that comes with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get on meditation too.
Yeah. What guided
It's
app do you use?
called Insight, and I don't pay for it. There's a whole bunch of free things, and some of them are kind of hokey. I also personally like Deepak Chopra's free meditations on YouTube, and yeah, they're just kind of.
I did like have you ever heard of Joe Dispenza? Yeah, I did like Joe Dispenza guided meditations, but those were like, I feel like I needed like an intro class because those were like he's having you try to enter the quantum realm and stuff like that. I'm like, give me there first before we start talking about what to do in the quantum realm.
Warm me up.
Yeah, bro, it's just like I really like I could see the benefit to it and like, but yeah, it was just too it was a lot of words, and there was too much like thinking involved, and I was like, oh god,
Damn, I didn't even know meditation went that far. Like mine, it's just like breathing. That's where I'm at, you know.
Oh, that's
101. It's just
I'd like to.
we just try to breathe.
I think I went to expert mode immediately.
Yeah.
He's trying to like help you like manifest in the fuck, and
Manifestation is really buzzy, right? And so there's
It
all
is.
these things to like where you can, you know, manifest your own reality by getting to a certain like some visualization steps. I think.
Do you believe in that?
Yeah, I do.
I have a vision board.
I'm hoping that it works. You know, this was actually on my vision board. I was feeling like not that, but I was feeling
Just Jossin around was on. It was on mine too.
I'm not feeling so lonely in comedy, and I'm just like I constantly have to like will myself to go to mics, will myself to go to shows, and I was like, man, it would be so cool if I had some female friends to do a podcast with, and I didn't have to do any work. And
That's the imperative part of it. That's so real.
I've screenshotted Cheryl Hines and Tig Notaro's podcast,
I love that podcast.
and I was just like, that was one of my vision boards.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow, that like warms my heart so much, really.
That's so funny.
magical. And honestly, like, I agree. Like, the vision board was something like I've always done, but this year I was like, I wrote what the goal was, and then I found like a picture to match. Like, I've been more specific, and it's like, you know, it's not coming at its full capacity, but like it'll be like little things. Like this year, like I really wanted to just do comedy in a theater, and then I did Joyo Theater. And when I was up there, I had like, I thought I was calm before. Like I was like, I'm not nervous. And then I got there and I was like, oh fuck, I'm fucking freaking out right now. Like that's crazy. That's weird.
I love
But-
that for you. What about you, Lauren?
Do I have a vision board?
Yeah.
I do not, but I should get on
Should
that.
make one,
Some
yeah.
manifestation. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a very ambitious person. Like my vision board right now would just be like be calm more often. Like that's the goal. That's where I'm
I
at.
feel like that's goals because
Yeah.
my problem is like you're supposed to envision something and then let it go. And I was like, are you sure? I don't need to anxiety and like meddle with it a whole bunch.
Yeah.
No, I love to obsess. I'm a big obsessive person over here. Like if I think of something, I'm like, oh, cool. That's the project for the next couple months. Like until
I wish I had this commitment.
no
this
it's
drive.
misery. It's filled with like I love that it's like you've just got this like one feeling that you're just like if that is good, then it's good. Like for me, it's like there's 7,000, and then also it's like when I get the thing that I want, there's another thing lined up that's like, oh damn it, I have to go for that now.
Ceaseless wanting. I think Lauren's like the drunken warrior. Please, she's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just get book left.
I am envious, but also I respect it. I want it.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you believe in manifestation?
I believe in what you were saying in like the yellow car situation and like putting out positive vibes and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just another form of prayer though. Like I don't think there's any, you know, you're just hoping for something, but if you're feeling positive about it, you have more likelihood it happening.
I don't know. I feel like now, like those like things like manifestation, meditation, all that, like it's all so like I feel like I don't know. I don't want to say like pop culture, but it's like
It's trendy.
yeah, it's trendy now, and so now it's like when I see something that's like advice, I don't trust it. So I'm like, how do you know that? Where'd you get your information? So I feel like in order for me to like I don't know. I don't want to say I don't believe in it, but I'd like to know the origins. Go back.
I guess I kind of believe someone manifested me once though, and apparently it worked.
What does that mean?
Like,
Wait, run it back.
I hooked up with a girl that I hadn't seen in a while. This was like several months ago. And as soon as I knew we were going to link, I just had like a feeling. I was like, I feel like something's going to happen when we like link up. And then something did. And then afterwards, she was like, I manifested this. And I was like, what?
Not witchcraft. Would she say how?
Yeah. And I was like, you need to clue me in on the process. Like, let me know.
Yeah, just like, hey, I'm about to manifest you real quick.
gonna go in my top 10 things not to do after sex. Right behind.
Tell someone, hey, I'm so glad this worked. I manifested this. I will say, oh God, I don't want to admit this because it's really embarrassing, but it's
No, you have to.
it's
out there.
though. Like there was this one time I was like in love with this guy like a couple years ago, and I was like just the manifestation stuff was like up, and there I saw something that was like it was like write his name. It was like the 369 or whatever. You write their name a couple times. You write like what you're writing on a paper, right? And you leave it under your pillow. Like Tooth Fairy style. And it worked. He did text me. But I think it was just like a coincidence. But then my friend came over and she was on my bed and she found like the note underneath my pillow. She was like, bro, what the hell is this?
Like, get out of my life.
And then like I remember I told that story with some girls I worked with. And one of the girls, like at the cash register, she just started writing it out for this random guy, like just doing it. I have influence.
So you went.
Oh, okay. So I went to the mic. I didn't sign up. I was just trying to get the vibe because I'd never been to a mic before. And the last guy that went up wasn't a comedian, and he just talked shit about all the comedians. He was just like, you were there for the... Okay,
You were there. Oh, you looking at me because you know.
Sam was so rude to you.
Yeah, because Joslyne and him got like in a fight across the bar, yelling at each other, a yelling match.
He was talking so much shit, and I felt like I had to defend.
Well, I think it got personal because he was like, you guys come up here with your stupid little notebooks.
And I was like,
you had a little notebook at that time. So it's like called out.
I was like too fucking far. And I don't know what I said, but all I know is that he said, he said,
Say it.
shut your whole dinner plate looking ass up. I do remember the dinner plate.
You remember that?
I was just like, what is happening? How tired? Oh my God. And like, I just remember being like, all right, yeah.
But I was just like shook because he was just talking shit. And then I remember the first thing you were like, so write some jokes then. Do some jokes.
Right, because he talked so much shit about us, and then he had zero
jokes.
And that's why I was like, this feels right. And then, yeah, he got me good. That was so
good.
Am I crazy, or did he say you look like a dolphin stuck her nose through a dinner plate?
Megan, that you definitely made that up. But can we dissect?
I was just panicked in the moment. I was like, I'm stressing out for her. I hate this guy.
Oh, you know what? You know who the actual person who was the worst in that moment? Jake Parker, because he had full control over ending that.
Right.
And being the host and being like, get off. But he went full beta and let the guy call me a fucking full dinner plate.
Beta. And then you went full beta because you went up afterwards and shook his hand at the bar.
Because I don't like conflict. I don't like...
You did resolve. I was impressed that you resolved. I would have held that grudge.
Oh, I would have too. No, I'm holding that grudge for you on your behalf to this day.
Because, listen, I don't like people hating me. And, I mean, he was talking a lot of shit, but I did kind of aggravate the situation by talking shit back.
I remember being like so obsessed with you in that moment. No, I was like, thank God somebody's saying it.
Yeah.
We're all thinking it.
I loved it too.
And then he gets off and Jake Parker goes up and Jake's like, you have to go up now. I had signed up. I wasn't planning on going up. This is my first ever open mic. And he's like, you have to go up now. And so then I went up.
That's incredible.
And you did very well.
Well,
You're very funny.
I remember I wasn't expecting... Like, I was ready to bomb, but I wasn't ready for, like, no one to be even listening or looking my way. And to have people just, like, talking through. Like, you're just an asshole with a microphone. No one cares. Like, and so I went up for, like, a minute. I was, like, a minute in, and I almost just, like put the mic down and walked off the stage. And Jake was like, no. He was like, no, stay up.
Yeah.
Just, like, finish.
It was good.
So it's only up from there, to be honest. Gate 10's a good first mic because it just
It's a terrible.
throws you into the deep end.
Right.
You were like, you should come to the back line tomorrow.
I felt so bad for you. I was like, oh my God, this is what she thinks comedy is like. No, that sucks. But I didn't know you had been like, you had like done Zach's class.
Yeah, I did Zach's class.
Been exposed to the backline.
And I'd done his
And I was like,
class show.
I was like, there's too much talent for Gate 10 to just throw it away.
I do think that's a good comedy advice, though, is like, you're just some asshole with a mic. Like, nobody cares as much as you do.
That's so real. That's so real.
You're like, everyone's going to see through to my soul, and they're going to know all of my darkest truths, and they're just like, I just want to hear from my nachos.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my, especially like any place that serves food. That you don't matter. Like, when that waitress comes by and is like, can I get you anything? It's not about you.
The games are all on. Like, all the TVs are on. Like, I'm not watching you, bro.
No, it's especially like I've done like where it's like the TVs are right behind you too. I'm like, can we just like turn it off? Like at least this one right here. But I feel like that kind of, I don't know, brings me into I wanted to talk about you own Tiny House. That's my favorite place to do comedy in Omaha. Sorry, I like Backline, but Tiny House is like special.
It's so fun. I did not know how it was gonna go, but when I was like, let's try comedy here, for purely selfish reasons. And I love the vibe. I love that small, intimate. I feel like the place gives like a woman's vibe, which I also like for comedy, because the vibe in the many comedy clubs is
it's honest.
Very done.
That's like when I think of Tiny House, it's just like it's so real. Like if something, like everyone's always in unison too. Like if something bombs, it's all like
But it feels like doing comedy like in someone's living room or something. It's like everybody's so close, you could see everybody. It doesn't feel like, I don't know, like there's any distance between me and who I'm talking to, which I like. I can see them. Yeah.
I agree. Like I feel like if something works at Tiny House, it stays. Because I'm like, okay, that was like honest feedback.
It does feel like, you know,
they have good taste.
And you're getting the high definition feedback right there.
It's in front of you. And the lights are still, I can see everyone pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you guys just had, I'm so bad I missed the last Tiny House show. And I heard Nick Griffin popped by.
Yeah.
And I love Nick Griffin.
Damn it.
I know. I would have loved to shake his hand, at least. That's fine. It's okay. I didn't. I got really scared. Oh, but I was going to say, with Tiny House, do you guys have like what's your like ideal room for, like, what's your ideal room audience to like perform in front of?
Good question.
Like, trying to articulate it more, but I think
I'm trying to think of what my answer would be.
Like, obviously not a bar.
Mine would be like a small theater.
Yeah.
I think like a cool independent theater. And I would love the audience to be people who can read.
Yeah. Valid.
Lots of women would be cool. I find I care less and less what men think all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like a smart someone who's there actually for the comedy, and like you said, you're not just foisting it on them, and like maybe you actually sold the tickets that they're sitting there, you know, to watch you.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of, not that this is the audience I prefer, but I'm a little bit of a masochist because I do enjoy sometimes the challenge of trying to get people who aren't listening to me to listen to me.
Sure.
Like over time. That's why I liked always doing the down under mic, is because everyone's like, you can't even hear your own self-talk.
Yeah.
But then if you get like 5 or 7 minutes in and people are listening and laughing, it's like, yes.
It feels good. Like you won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But I don't know. I really like doing the house show that we did. That was a lot of fun. I just like those like
that was
small
fun,
rooms.
I like
intimate.
When it's like intimate, I get like bashful, like insecure. Like I don't know, like with that house show, I was like, whoa. I guess I realized like how personal my jokes were. And I was like, God, I should just like maybe not do so, like, I don't know. I was like, I wish I had more like observational or detached material that was still like funny, but yeah, because I was like, this is intimate.
I definitely felt that. I was at the month after you guys.
Oh yeah.
And it was crazy because again with the failing right up close. But I had two people really laughing, like one who was a bearded like 33-year-old man, and then like a girl who was a woman, I guess 25 or something, but they were quiet laughers. And so I could see them real, which is my comeuppance because I'm also a quiet laugher. And I was just like, damn, I'm killing it with my people, but
I love that house. I wish Wendy did those more regularly.
Well, and I can't tell if I'm biased because I feel like I had a really good set there. So then I'm just like, oh, I like these types of rooms. And it's like, no, I just happened to crush.
I need the affirmation.
I don't know if I was timing you or something. Maybe I don't know.
I timed myself. I didn't even record it. I just had a timer going.
Because I remember it was like a tight, like 18 or like, did you do more than that?
I think it was around that, yeah.
But it was like,
and I had like forgotten some jokes and cut some stuff, so I felt good about it.
That's dope.
No, I found my weak spots. I was like,
What's your ideal room?
I always thought it was going to be like theaters, but theaters are, when I did like the Joyo, it was like, oh shoot, like you can't, like there's no like, who's on a date tonight? There's no like, you can't, your jokes have to really stand on their legs. I feel like it's harder to crowd work when everyone's like in a row like that. And also because of the lighting, I could only see like the front row. So it's like, it's just hard to kind of, which I don't know. I do like to do that, but
that's how I felt when I did Benson Theater. And this was like, I was like a month into comedy. So this was
that's heavy.
Whenever I like, oh my God, I was like tweaking backstage. I just remember like it really felt like I was just talking to a void. Like it, because I couldn't see anybody. And there wasn't a lot of people at the show and they're all sat far back and it was too big of a room for how many people there were. But it's like you can't see anybody. There's nobody, and there's so much distance. Yeah, I'm over everybody. It's like I don't like this.
Kind of nightmarish.
Yeah.
I will say, my favorite room to do comedy in, you're headlining it. It's the Storm Cellar.
Ah, yeah.
In Lincoln. That room is like built for comedy. It's perfect because it's like the basement. The ceilings are low. It's like, it's just the perfect vibe. But it's like, those shows have been getting packed out.
Awesome.
So when that room's full, it's loud and it's like, it's just perfect. It's like intimate, but not, I don't know.
I'm so glad to hear that.
I unfortunately will not. I'm doing a show. I won't be there, but I want to see you do a headlining set.
I'm excited for it. Yeah.
What's the worst room? You guys, are we going to call them out? Do we feel okay?
No, I'll call them out first and last name. Worst room? Gray's Keg in Lincoln, Nebraska. That was terrible. Did you ever do the Keg?
I don't think so.
Good. Did you? Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Was it just bright or?
Just a dive bar of just like Hell's Angels and like just, there's like lottery machines in the back and it's just backs. It's just backs. People have their backs turned. And then I'll like try to be funny and say something and it's like I'm not there. But that was miserable. I'm trying to think of something maybe in Omaha. But I like the rooms in Omaha.
Yeah, I'm struggling too. I mean, I do think it's all tied to my personal experience. Like the place I had the worst set.
That's true. Because that's what came to mind for me. I was thinking of, you're not going to like this answer. You're going to be upset by this. But Backswing Brewery in Lincoln.
Hey, I've been humbled there too.
Hi. No, you know what's funny is the first show I did there, I was like, I felt shitty afterwards. I was like, damn, like I bombed. It was like the first time I bombed. And then a few months later, I went back. And after that set, I was like, oh, I didn't actually bomb the first time. Like I bombed this time. Like that's not well. It was way worse.
And from bad to worse?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I've had the worst bomb. Well, not the worst, but one of my worst bombs in there. Because like I opened for this clean comedian. And it was the most brutal 20 minutes of my life. Like everyone was just looking at me like there was a woman like in the front row. She was just like shaking her head. Like she literally was grossed out by me. And I literally had to ask her. I just like stopped my set. I was like, what's wrong? Like I don't understand. I was like, is it because I was like, I'm talking about sex in a metaphorical way right now. Like pretend I'm not even talking about sex. And then, yeah, she still hated it. But, and then I got off after Ben Weber was hosting. And I was like, oh, God, they hated me. And he was like, no, they didn't hate you. They just hated everything you said. And
Real.
yeah, it was so, but no, backswing, I've had the best sets there, but also the worst sets ever. It'll read you.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes the Blackstone Theater can be tough.
Oh, God. Well, does that...
I don't know. I appreciate the effort. I want to support independent everything, but I've had some tough times.
I think that if there were something on the wall, or like maybe if the walls were not like a freaking white, like insane, I think if it was a darker room and I couldn't just see everyone's face.
That's true. Dim the lights a little bit. Yeah.
And maybe get some different chairs or something. I don't know. It's just like I go in there and I feel like I'm about to be given a sermon, or like
It is giving strip mall church for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And I always feel like a burden when I go there because they stick you in the conference room, but it's fine.
And I just wonder, I don't know. I like I said, I want to support everybody. I have had very terrible shows. There was a person who was running shows briefly in Council Bluffs in a bar. That was also just screaming. Nick Allen headlined that show, and I think he's the only person that had a semi-decent set. He waited like at least 15 minutes to do Broken Wings. So, but that was the one where I did part of my Jesus set, and the lady started screaming, and she crossed herself and walked out of the room, and she had to storm out to Jesus.
Crazy.
And by the time I got to my punchline, like nobody, like it was just so loud and nobody was listening, and it was like sponsored by an air conditioning business.
Oh, I know exactly what show you're talking about. That's hilarious.
And I like walked off stage, and Nick was even like, "What was the punchline to your last joke?" And I was like, "Exactly."
Brutal.
Got him. That's amazing. I think the concept of bombing, though, like when I'm in it, I get flop sweat. It's like kind of stressful, but I think the concept of it is hilarious. Like the idea that we all like I drove like an hour to Lincoln. Like I did my hair and makeup. Like we all showed up. Like this was our night out tonight. People got a babysitter for this, and we're all just standing here.
I think that was a tough show my boss told me the next day.
He let you know?
I know how the show went.
Yep.
He was like, yeah, it was a rough night. It was like, apparently, well, I think it was also there were people who were not there for comedy that were like screaming in the tap room.
Yeah.
And like distracting.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, he was like, yeah, everyone had a tough set. So yeah, it
doesn't make me feel bad.
Yeah, it's a group thing.
There's nothing like after you bomb than watching the next comedian and like rooting against them. It's just to know that it's not just you.
When I go up in a room and it's like everyone's bombing and that was the vibe, it's like pressure's relieved. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
it's like only up from here.
Yep.
It feels good.
And I think that's like Norm Macdonald, who said, he used to say like he would enjoy bombing. Like he was able to see in that moment how funny it was. And I mean, I have glimmers of that, but I'm definitely not. I'm ready to be a Zen Buddhist of bombing.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like in hindsight, I laugh really hard about it. It's super funny, but in the moment, I'm just like sweating a lot. Like
well, it's like I feel like I'm trying to. The material's not working. So, like, I feel like, like Dane Cook, like, if something wasn't working, he would, like, go sit next to the person in the audience and be like, why do you hate it? And so my brain goes there where I'm like, I just need to talk. I need to ask them why it's going bad because I don't know.
We are so opposite because I won't acknowledge. And I remember after that show when I got off, Jason was headlining. He was like, when that happens, you should just like try to like acknowledge, like do something to like, because we're all in the room. Like we all know what's happening. I just like rolled through my set. It was just people weren't laughing. Pretend like it was going fine.
That's like, to me, that's like, I think to be able to just like soldier through the set and like still like tell the jokes as if they're working. Not saying that that's what you were doing, but
that is what I was doing.
Yeah, 100%. Telling the jokes the same way you would if it were crushing. I respect that because for me, I'm like, I just go panic mode and I'm like, all right, fuck everything. I butcher everything just to try to fix it.
I think that's good. I do the same thing. I like soldier. I'm like, nope, I started the program and like we're not
exact. Yeah.
not deviating.
And I think it's good to like acknowledge in some way what's happening. Like even if you're gonna go into the next bit, just like
Be like,
no, you guys hate that.
that's literally my go-to, and be like, yeah, I'm crushing. I like to say that. And then I started getting made fun of because for saying that, because I'd started saying it loud, like I'd scream it, I'm crushing, and it was dead silent.
Manifesting, crushing.
Yeah. Yeah, it would honestly freak them out, like, oh my god, she thinks she's doing good. That's great. I think she's doing, they think I'm more delusional. So there was an anonymous person on I got a DM. The DM, the first message was just, how do you respond when a strange man at a club palms your head like Troy Bolton holding a basketball?
how do you respond?
Yeah, like, and I responded, said, I just said, I need more information. And there's a paragraph. I mean, I can read it, or you guys can, if you have enough information, we can go from there.
I'll read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where this club is, but this person is acting like I know this area. Was at the exchange with my girlies for a night of dancing. We were having a grand old time when next thing I know, my head is being treated like a basketball. Strange man from behind quite literally palms my head like a basketball and starts grinding on me. In parentheses, was not planning to feel a wee-wee on my butt that night. Thanks for letting me know. And so I'm stuck and staring at my friend across from me who is in La La Land, white girl dancing with her hands up and eyes closed, doing her thing. After what felt like
she's the main character.
After what felt like 20 minutes, in parentheses, it was probably 15 seconds. She finally looked at me. I couldn't mouth help, and she pulled me away, and this strange man whisked away into the crowd.
Okay, I don't want to like victim blame, but the first mistake was going to the exchange.
That is?
Yeah, it's a capital district.
Oh.
It's rough. It's just like it's just like a club, I guess.
I'm trying to
I
get
don't
it.
know, but
The way that palming my head would enrage me. Like, I think that
Palming and then grinding. That's like, did he put her head down?
well, that's
that's just like
Or did he like reach around?
And grab from the front? Yeah, that's crazy.
full Beetlejuice claw.
I'd be so pissed.
If
If it was like hands on my face, violence. I would have been violent.
Yeah, the
how do
full
you
face and
respond?
Yeah.
I would have gone full elbow. I think I would have gone elbows. Like, honestly, it's like a hard dick on your ass at the club. Sad to say, par for the course. Like, these men are out here just being foul, but like the head palming.
That's like, I guess, there's no way, because I was going to say maybe if it was the back of my, but like that's so private. This isn't, like, that's intimate.
Like, you know what bothers me the most about it? And this is coming from someone, I've never had a dick against me in any scenario.
She's a lucky girl.
I don't know what that says, but
You're happy. You're at peace.
so I guess I just look
Drunken
like
warrior.
just look like a little boy or whatever. But the thing that bothers me the most is like the idea of like someone's like dirty hands like on my head. Like, wash your hands first. Like, you're at the club. You're at the club and you're gonna put your hands like
Club hand.
here. Oh, that's disgusting.
But then what if their hands are wet and then you get a wet? I don't want wet.
I don't want wet either. So it's like wash them, dry them, and then palm my head at that point.
So if someone did it, your first response would be like, did you
wash your hands? Yeah. Exactly.
And if they're like, yeah, I'd be like, all right.
I'd be like, okay,
I'm
proceed.
getting in a fight at that club.
Proceed.
No, I'm throwing. Have you been in a fight?
I've been in a fight as an adult. Like when it was, well, it could have, yeah. Let's say yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I was really proud of myself in that because I used to box all the time with my siblings. I'm one of 9 kids. But like as an adult, this girl came up to me after she'd been talking a lot of shit, and we were longtime friends. I was running a show that was an art auction and a fashion show. So I had a lot of irons in the fire, and she was on pills and drinking.
Dang.
We'd been friends for probably 10 years, and I heard her screaming my name. We were in the middle of a 5-star hotel in the courtyard, and she was like, bitch, I'll break a glass over your head.
Whoa.
And I turned around, and she had a rocks glass like raised towards my face,
Oh my God.
and I went like dark-sided. I hit it out of her hand and grabbed her by the back of the ponytail and was just like, within like 30 seconds.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. It was just like,
Scared of you a little bit.
I was scared of me too, but also really lightweight proud. I was like,
oh, yeah, for sure. That's badass.
I didn't know that was in there.
Yeah. Right. It's instinct.
And my boyfriend grabbed me and pulled me away before anything real could happen. And she grabbed a beer bottle and smashed it on the ground because she's seen too many movies. And she cut the tendon between her fingers
Oh, man.
and had to go to the ER.
Oh, my
And then was texting me from the ER like, bitch, I'm going to sue you for my medical bills. And I found out from a mutual friend that they had denied her any pain medication at the hospital because they took her blood and they're like, you shouldn't be feeling anything for weeks just based on what you've ingested alone.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
So you guys are not.
No, we never became friends after that. Like she tried to like resolve it and I was just like, I just feel like the drama, it's not for me.
What
That's
was like beef over? She was just too like high to like.
yeah, she thought someone had been stealing her drugs or something. It had really nothing to do with me. Yeah.
That's wild.
Sorry, I feel like that derailed.
No, I wanted. I like this guy. I was gonna ask Lauren, have you ever been in a fight?
No, not really. The one time that I almost got in a fight, we got kind of pulled away from each other. I was in downtown Chicago, and this was like St. Patty's Day, when they dye the river green, so everybody's down there. And we're walking down, and so like walking down the sidewalk, and there's kind of like these two crowds that are like each moving opposite ways, and we're just like going with the flow. Like you can't move on your own. You just have to like roll with the crowd. And this guy, I'm walking with my two friends, and this guy specifically like went out of his way to like push us away from each other, to like separate us. Don't know why he did this, but both of us like turned around and we were like, man, like fuck you, asshole, like, you know, we're drunk, we're just like, you suck. And then his sister, I guess, just like didn't like that I had said that.
Oh god.
Yanked me back by like the hood of my coat and like swung at me, but like the way we were moving, it's like it couldn't go past that. She missed, and like there was no way I could have done anything at that point. But she ripped the hood off my coat, and that, you know, I never got it back, obviously. So
We're going to should have snap on.
yeah,
It was a snap
it was
on.
a snap on,
Bitch.
but yeah, fuck her.
I hope that she woke up with like a snap on in her purse.
Like what?
It was like my little trinkets, trash trinket from the St. Patty's Day River.
Oh my god, I've never thought about like the other end of that story. Like she just got this hood.
The scalp of my enemy. Joslyne, I feel like you've been in a fight as an adult.
As an adult, in high school, not like as like, I mean, I'm still freshly out of high school. I like, just kidding, not freshly, but like within the last couple years. But like in when I lived in New Mexico, there's two instances that I'm thinking of. One of them wasn't really a fight, but I got robbed by these like two girls at a pizza place.
Whoa.
And then another was at a party. Someone set off like a firework, and I like was going out like the backyard. I don't know. It was at this house party. Someone set off a firework. We thought it was like the cops or something. I was running the wrong way, and then it was just chaotic. But I was very drunk. But those fights don't matter. The fight that I think of, like,
Wait, go back. Someone set off a firework and you thought it was a cop that set off the firework. I just wanted to investigate that
Have a
assumption.
sparkler.
Yeah, no, like,
so we were all in the house, and someone shot it like through the window, and then we all fled, and the neighborhood was blocked off with cops. So we thought that the cops had like done it to get us out of the house.
that's
So
usually
during-
that's
Yeah.
a typical tactic. Yeah, they're like, we need to hit up the fireworks superstore. We're just gonna...
I don't know if it was
We got a trunk full of black cats. Let's go raise some hell.
I don't know. I don't remember. I was like,
They're just like throwing rocks at the window. They're just like, I'll get up.
Guys, come outside. No, I love it.
Yeah.
oh, but sorry. It was funny. No, the fight, my biggest fight was when I was at camp. I was like,
Was this a church camp or just a...
there was secularists. It was probably ran by a religious group, but they were not they were not like making us do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It was just an outdoor camp in Alabama. And this girl, her name was Lily, and I think I was like, I had to have been at least 10 or 11. She was probably 12 or something. And I can't remember I think I just said, "You're being rude." And she grabbed me by my swimsuit and she like snapped my strap on my, it just hurt.
Yeah. And you had swimsuits. Was it a tankini?
You know it was. I wasn't allowed to wear anything else. She snaps the strap on my swimsuit, and I just punch her square in the chest.
Yes. Chest?
Damn.
Right the sternum.
Trying to give her a heart attack.
Yeah.
Give you the old heart stopper, bitch.
I punched her right on, and then I immediately I went and hid behind a rock and I cried. I felt so bad.
Hell yeah.
Even though she instigated it, I just was like, God didn't make us to fight. Like,
Oh my god.
but yeah, that was that.
That's the move. I like
Yeah.
the hiding behind the rock. That's the
And
energy
crying.
directly
And
after
one
a
of
fight.
my like the leaders like found me, and even though like I was the one who I think probably would have been the most trouble, they were like, we sent her home for the day. Like, she's gone. She's not coming back.
96, bitch.
96.
Love
And
it.
it was great, and I had a good rest of the time at the camp. That's kind of yeah. I'm gonna call this the 5-minute mark then. So did we already? No, we haven't promoted anything, but I want to bring up the fact that we're all running a show
Yeah.
at the Backline Comedy Theater in Omaha, Nebraska called Laughter Hours.
Yes.
Yes. Is it every third Saturday?
So, Dylan, we're going to do the last Saturday of the month when we can.
I'm sorry. We're running a show. Me also doesn't know the date.
It's just it's a late night show is what you need to know. Keep your
late. Yeah. Keep
Yeah.
your eyes peeled.
I feel like Omaha can stay up past 10 o'clock, and we feature some of the funniest comedians, rising stars of Omaha is what we're calling it. And
We're trying to give men a safe place, male comedians a safe place to,
right,
to get a spot.
right. And do longer sets, and it's been super funny, and I think it's going to be a great show.
I think so too. Yes. And if you guys have, I mean, you're both doing stuff this weekend. These episodes come out on Friday. So if you have any shows around this weekend.
Oh, yeah, this Friday at 10. I'm at the Backline opening for, I don't remember his name.
Nick Youssef.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Saturday, I'm headlining the Storm Cellar. Diana Graham's on the show.
Diana is awesome.
And
Diana
Patty
needs to do a
Locke.
podcast.
Yeah, she'd be great. And so I'm super excited. When I first started comedy, by the way, I called a friend. I told a friend, we were riding in a car, and I was like, I think I can do comedy. And he's like, I got a friend in Lincoln. Let me call him right now. And I was like, bet. And the guy is on speakerphone, and he's like, you're brand new, huh? He's like, how much time do you think you can do? And I was like, half hour.
Confident. I love it.
And he was like,
Delusional.
LOL'd at me, which is the correct response,
Yeah.
and then was like, start with a tight 5. But I do think it's awesome that, here we are, I don't know, 6 years later, and I'm doing 30 minutes at Storm Cellar, Lincoln.
That's awesome.
Saturday, May 13th at 8 p.m.
That's
I'm
so cool.
excited. I can't wait. You're doing it. You have a couple of their headlining spots this month.
Yeah, I'm doing Zipline, headlining that show. I think that's on the 18th, and Midwest Best at Blackstone Theater on the 12th. So 12th, 13th, 18th, and yeah.
Damn.
Okay, wait, Midwest. Oh, okay. See, my dad texted me today with a screenshot of the 12th, the show at Big Canvas.
Oh, shit.
And he was like, we should go to this, like my buddy's on it or whatever, but it's the 7 p.m. one. At 8:30, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was
Those are exciting though. I'm so glad you're finally like you're just getting in that. I've been wanting you to headline. I've been like telling the Storm Cellar boys like get Megan Malone up here.
Oh, thank you.
I'm excited.
Oh yeah, I'm excited too.
Benson
What about you? What are you doing this weekend?
Theater on the 13th. at, I think, 8 p.m. I'm pretty sure.
That's the fundraiser for Backline, right?
Fundraiser for, I think the Omaha Comedy Festival. I have not checked my email in days. So I think that is the information.
That'll be a cool show.
There's a lot of really good people on it. Cameron Logsdon, Tyrell, Rachel, I don't know who else, but good lineup.
Yeah. That'll be a blast. Everyone's having fun things.
There's a lot of good stuff. And then to anyone who's listening, if you are interested in doing comedy or like coming to shows, I recommend following the Omaha comedy scene on Facebook, or just keeping up with the Backline, Comedy at Dubliner. Those are all good places to find information about. If you want to try stand-up, there's open mics. If you just want to come watch a show, those are good resources. And if you guys have your social media handles that you want to give out.
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram at Megan Malone, and that's with 3 G's and 3 L's because there's a famous porn star that has 2 G's and 2 L's. And I just wanted one thing that she doesn't have.
That's great.
I'm just Lauren Vanna on Instagram, Lou Jokes on TikTok.
Love that.
Yep.
That's good. And I'm, just Joslyne DeBonis on Instagram. But also, if you're listening, please interact with the Just Jossin Around Instagram page. Send questions or funny stories about your club experiences, whatever's clever. But that's it.
Thank you, Joslyne.
Thank you. I think we successfully
That was fun.
We Jossed around.